Hey everybody, my name is Jason Slezak and I'm here to talk to you about my signature model, the Liquid Force Legacy for 2018. So first we'll talk about who this board's for. This board is really our cross conditions twin tip that sort of does it all and does it really well. So whether you're out there and want to ride boots on this board and ride in the park, or whether you want to put straps on it, boost to the moon, do giant kite loops, or whether you just want to go around and slash small waves, river swell like we have here in the gorge, or just cruise around and have fun kiteboarding, this board will do it all. So the Legacy has been honed down to only two sizes for 2018. We really wanted to refine the line and bring the two best sizes that we found for the widest variety of people. So that board comes in a 137 and a 141. And what we'll do next is go into a little bit of the features here. So the Legacy has a full CNC'd wood core. So that means the core is cut by a machine. All of the contours that you see from these thumb rail contours, sort of deck steps that you see here, everything that's through the tips and on the bottom contours are cut into the board before it's pressed. So that allows the board to be ultra thin, really flexible, and a bit lighter than some of the non-CNC core boards. The other things you can see here, we have our M6 inline inserts. So what this allows you to do is sort of save your heel side rail, meaning if you damage it, if you're riding up on the beach, if you're riding rails and something happens, you can always flip the board around and have a nice fresh heel side rail. And it also allows you to orient your graphics, whether you're regular footed or goofy footed. Some people really, that's important to them. You know, I love to set it up goofy footed because I'm a goofy footed rider. And then what you can see here on these deck contours are the thumb rails. So all the way drawn out, sort of almost past the center of your foot on each tip, you have thumb rails. This allows us to put some shape into the top of the board and control the flex. So it allows to keep the board nice and stiff in the center while still allowing it to be super thin, and not have any of the negative flexing. So when you land, you're not going to negatively flex the board and bury the tip or anything, and it just gives it a little bit of that rebound to want to put it back into this nice rockered shape that you can see. When we move to the rails, you see this nice bright yellow rail. This is our liquid rail, which is a poured urethane. You can kind of see how it extends into the core a little bit. What this does is this poured urethane, as opposed to an ABS, is very durable. So ABS can crack or shatter if you hit something, whereas this liquid rail has a little bit more durability in that sense. It also provides a superior bond to the top sheet and the bottom sheet. So you're going to have your board, this little kind of sandwich that it makes, stay together a lot better. When we move on to the bottom, which you can see has a bit of the tech of the Legacy, this is sort of putting all of the effort that Jimmy Redmond and I have put together on working for boards for well over a decade into one deck. So what you see here is what we call Vector Net. It's a carbon weave that's woven within the fiberglass, as well as this carbon strip that you can see all the way down the center here. So the Vector Net on the bottom gives the board life, and it wants to kind of go back again into that rockered shape. So that, working alongside the thumb rails on the top and the carbon strip in the center, keep the board nice and rigid between your feet. So when you're cruising through chop, landing super hard, or even when you're going to take off, the part between your feet's nice and rigid, and then the tips sort of allow them to flex independently. That also works with our V-tip here. It allows the board to just sort of torsionally twist off at the tips. Feels really good when carving turns. Also, when you're loading up that board to take off, you get a nice little bend to the tip for some extra pop. And then when you come down on landings, it softens the landing a little bit. Or just when you're edging upwind really hard, gives you a little bit more sort of freedom to do less work, less effort, with sort of more positive outcome. The other thing we can talk about on the bottom here is the actual bottom contours of the board. So we have a nice solid double concave sort of V in the center to break that sort of surface tension of the water. Again, smooths out the chop, smooths out your landings, makes them nice and soft, and gives you a little bit of edge hold. And we combine that with sort of slightly progressive rail concaves here. Nothing has a really hard channel, so this has that nice sort of lively hand-shaped feel and smooth water flow, while still giving you some bite on the edge on either side and that nice water dispersion of the double concave in the center. So all in all, this board's fast, lively, super fun, super flowy, and does it all well. Get a Legacy on your feet, get it on the water, and give it a try. I'm sure you're gonna love it.